What's up, guys? My name is Spartan, and welcome back to my tower. This is episode 30. We've done 30 episodes of this. Holy cow. That is insane. Episode 30 of my Tour My Tower video series. This is a series where I go through the ins and outs of my tower, basically just talk you guys through all the moves that we're making, the different upgrades we're doing, etc. And just give you guys a big picture look at my tower and the progress that I'm doing. With that, we have a very eventful sort of video here. But before we get started, I just want to say a huge thanks to all of you guys for all of the support on the channel. We are approaching very quickly 8,000 subscribers, so if you're watching this video right now and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing if you'd like to see more of my content. It really does help me out quite a bit. Additionally, you guys have enabled me to actually get my very first sponsor for my YouTube channel, which you can now see in the bottom right of my videos. So it's going to say LD Cloud. If you want to look into LD Cloud, you can hit my referral link, which will be in the description if you want to go check it out. But anyway, with that, let's go ahead and dive into the contents of this video. So first and foremost, let's check out the stats page. So last video, we had roughly 16 big Q quintillion lifetime coins. We have now gotten to 27.92 big Q lifetime coins. So the progress is really starting to go pretty crazy. And I'm going to try something different here. I actually have my old video, my last episode pulled up here, so I can actually do a side-by-side comparison and see what exactly I did differently compared to last episode. So hopefully that will be helpful so I can kind of better explain what's going on. In terms of the farming, we are still basically farming tier 17, and I do want to show you guys this really quickly. So here are the runs that we've been doing on tier 17 here, and you can see we have steadily been improving our average coins per run. We actually hit an all-time high in terms of waves, coins per hour, cells, and just overall coins. We almost, we're 20 quadrillion shy of 200 quadrillion per run, which is absolutely insane. So very, very happy with that. But yeah, let's go ahead and just dive into the workshop here so that we can go ahead and just look at what's going on. All right, so in terms of the workshop, there are a few things different here that I wanted to share with you guys. First and foremost, I have two different setups here for farming, which actually I need to go ahead and change the name of this one to Farm 2. All right, so check this out. This is my recent setup that I was able to get this run with, and also this one as well. These other two runs, and really every run before that, was with a different variable. You can see it was semi-similar, but I'm going to show you guys exactly what changed that has gotten me these results so far in these two runs. So I can't actually open this because I am technically in a run, but I do want to just briefly tell you guys what is different. First thing, I took all of the levels out of the damage, and basically I'm doing the lazy man's or the poor man's damage slider. So putting my damage at a very, very low level and then letting it scale throughout the course of the run. This was the first big change that I did. Previously, in the last video, I believe I had bounce shot targets locked with free upgrades at level 0. And now I have the bounce shot range locked yet again. So bounce shot range is locked. Bounce shot targets is not locked. And to my surprise, this actually made a very, very big impact. In terms of the rest of the stuff, everything else is pretty much the same as it was last video. Have 560 levels here, and then 540 here. I guess I did put 2 more clicks into enemy attack skips, but just to get it above 50 right out the gate. Another very big component is the enhancements, actually. My enhancements have been going absolutely insane in terms of value that we're getting. Last video, my damage per meter, and super crit were basically all around 2.4, pretty close to 2.5. And now all of those are up to 2.74 for damage per meter and super crit, and then 2.75 for damage. So absolutely insane. I also have 5 more levels in attack speed, which I think has been pretty good. But yeah, more on attack speed a little bit later. Moving on to the defensive enhancements, literally not a single thing has changed here at all. But the utility enhancements, this is really, really good. We've basically put quite a bit into our coins. I think last video we were at 1.78, and this video we are at 1.82. So really good progress there. Likewise, the cells, we've gotten 2 more levels there. And then free ups and ELS, we have basically just 1 more level compared to last video. But this has been a huge, huge thing for my econ. I think last video as well, my total coin bonus for tier 17 was like right at around 6,000, and now we are at 7,000. So the progress is definitely scaling pretty quickly. I think the biggest proponent of that was a combination of module levels and also the themes that we've gotten in the past 2 weeks, and obviously the enhancements. That was big also. Now moving on to ultimate weapons. Not a whole lot has changed here. I did get another click into smart missile quantity. I know. You guys go ahead and just say what you're going to say in the comments. It's okay. I also got another click into the smart missile damage as well. In terms of the rest of this stuff, we really haven't done much else in here, to be honest. It's really just the smart missiles in terms of ultimate weapons that I've touched at all during this time. I've been really trying to focus most of my stones into the assist mods, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. And with that, let's move on to the cards. So one thing that is different here, we do have our 25th card slot. That was a very big investment, and it allowed me to equip the range card in my farming setup. That's literally the only thing that's different in here, but having the range card has helped me quite a bit just for the sake of the range mastery, which has, I think, contributed pretty well to my cell income in particular, with basically just giving me a little bit more damage through Spotlight Plus to effectively push further in my runs and get more value from them. In terms of card masteries, we only have one new mastery here, and it is Energy Net Mastery. Energy Net Mastery, I didn't really want to get it, but it felt necessary because a little while ago we had 2 tournaments back-to-back that had boss ultimates attached to them. And it was obviously not ideal for me because my damage is just not quite there to deal with the bosses. That being said, getting the Energy Net Mastery was a very, very good purchase that pretty much for the most part just allowed me to survive those boss ultimates a little bit longer. So I think that was overall a good purchase, and I feel good about it. Would I have liked to get something else, maybe like Area of Effect or Nuke, or I don't know. There's a bunch of other stuff I was considering getting. I've even been thinking about getting the base health mastery just for the sake of possibly surviving overcharge enemies. But that being said, I do feel like Energy Net Mastery will be overall a good purchase because it just helps me with like 3 pretty niche battle conditions, but that will give me 1 leg up to the people that don't have Energy Net Mastery when those battle conditions do come up in tournaments. And in terms of saving up for my next card slot, that is still the game plan. Although there is no more featured banner, I am still just going to go ahead and save up and get this final card slot so that I can put something else in here. I think when I do get it, I'm probably just going to equip Nuke for the sake of, you know, just having 1 extra thing to go off to basically save me from overcharge. I think that overall is going to be the best return on investment that I can do. And with that, that's actually going to cover it for the cards. Let's go ahead and dive into the modules. All right, so within the modules, I'm still basically running the same farming setup, but you can see that the levels are quite a bit different. A couple things that I do want to share with you guys that I'm very excited about is, first and foremost, my orbital augment. I was able to roll an ancestral death defy on this module. So that has been a huge, huge thing in terms of activating my Berserker Mastery. I'm very, very happy with the Death Defy stat. I think it's been super, super helpful for me. Likewise, I did get a landmine radius that I eventually want to turn into an ancestral landmine radius for the sake of things like the inner landmine stuns, the normal like landmine stun card, and just overall crowd control. But I think that once I get that last module effect ancestral, like, I'm going to be in a really, really good spot. And likewise, I did also roll my anti-cube portal, and look at that. We actually got the landmine radius and the death defy on this guy. So the module reroll luck has been rough, but we're moving the right direction, definitely. Another thing that changed was my amplifying strike. I Don't remember exactly what I had here before. I think last video, maybe I ended up getting like an Ancestral bounce shot targets, but I have since taken that off and I'm trying to get an Ancestral damage per meter currently for my Spotlight. The damage per meter substat is another variable that I did not have for these other runs, but I did have for these two. So that just shows you the value that I'm able to get from basically using Spotlight Plus and the range mastery. I think once I get this Ancestral, my waves will actually increase even more. But you can see the average waves I was getting here, like, 5,300 compared to like 5,500 average here. Obviously, I'm still going to be working on it in the meantime, but reroll shards, we never have enough reroll shards. In terms of just my module levels, I'm pretty happy with the progress we've made in 2 weeks. My generator last week was like level 173, 174, and now we're at 180 for the primary. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. All of these, though, are getting to a pretty good spot overall. Really quickly, let's just dive into the assist modules so that I can show you guys that. So if you guys remember from last video, I basically had like level 36 core and level 34 generator. I now have level 40 generator and level 38 core. My current plan is to basically get core up to level 40 at an absolute minimum, and then probably take the generator up to 50% after that. I think that's going to be overall my best game plan. I also think it may be to my benefit to actually work on the substat efficiency for the armor modules so that I can get basically more death defy, a little bit more orb speed, and more landmine radius. I think that would be a good thing for me to work on. But yeah, that's basically where all of my stones have gone for the recent past that we've been working on in the past 2 weeks. It's literally just gone into assist modules pretty much, and a couple clicks into smart missiles. Anyway, with that, that's going to wrap it up for the modules. Let's go ahead and dive into the labs. Lot going on here. We finished Berserker Mastery. Berserker Mastery is totally done, which is great. Now moving on to the labs. So what we have going on here, we are still working on Fortress Mastery. Probably just going to take it all the way up to max level. We also have Crit Factor in now, and the reason for that is actually because we were able to max something that is very important to me. Attack speed. I almost said lab speed. That one's also really good, but we did max attack speed, so it is fully done. And if you guys are curious what my attack speed looks like with the max lab, this is what it's currently looking like. That is with an ancestral module effect, but yeah, we got 78.63, so I'm very happy with that. We're working on crit factor. I'm probably going to take this up in like increments of 5 levels, so I'm going to go to 85 right now and then swap in damage, take that to 85, go back to crit factor, take it to 90, and so on until both of those are fully done. In lab 3, we have super tower bonus. This is one that really I just needed to get done. It's super valuable, especially now that I have the super tower mastery. If I didn't have the mastery, I would not be working on this right now, just so that you guys are aware. But it is super impactful. So definitely one that I want to go ahead and just finish the last couple levels on. Then underneath that, we have Energy Net Mastery. Again, this one is also getting very close to being done. And then last but not least, in Lab 5, we have the Attack Speed Mastery Lab. This one, I have 2 more levels in, and then that one will be completely done, and I will basically have nothing else to work on in terms of attack speed. Just kind of scrolling through my labs, I want to show you guys some other stuff on the priority list. Definitely want to work more on these enhancement bonuses. I think these will be very valuable for me. Likewise, we already talked about damage. I want to finish this and crit factor. And in the near future, I also want to put quite a bit of levels into the damage per meter lab for the sake of my Spotlight Plus. I think I'm going to get a ton of value from doing that. Beyond that, there's a couple other labs I'd like to get done just for the sake of it. I'd really like to get the enemy attack level skips done. I've got 3 more levels there, then that'll be all done. I also want to get a few more clicks into the swamp radius, mainly for the sake of tournaments. I think I'll get some good value there, just for the sake of like stunning and getting the swamp rend on the overcharge enemies. The overcharge enemies are the biggest thing for me at the moment. Additionally, when all of my other mastery labs are done, I need to get cash mastery done pretty much ASAP. I think I'm going to get a ton of value from getting cash mastery done, just so that I have more reroll shards coming in to basically work on my modules and get them in a really good spot. Other stuff that's sort of on the back burner, I'd really like to complete the last levels of Golden Bot Duration and Golden Bot Cooldown. Just get these completely done out of the way so that, you know, obviously more frequent econ is never a bad idea. And then once that's done, I'd like to start actually working on the Amplify Bot labs as well. There's a ton of these enemy labs that I would like to work on at some point, but I don't know, I don't think it's really a huge priority for me at the moment. But all of these labs right here, the assist module labs, these are something I definitely want to work on. In particular, I would love to work on the assist module bonus for the generator and the core. I want to get both of these to a pretty good spot. Obviously, you can see how expensive they are. It is absolutely outrageous. So in the meantime, I'm basically just continuing to work on my econ and continue pumping that up so that I can actually fund these labs once all these other labs are completed. And at some point, I hate to say it, I really genuinely do, but I need to start working on my EHP labs. I need to get enough health coming in so that I can tank overcharge enemies. It was bound to happen at some point, but it's time. It's very close to time, I should say. I'm still going to work on damage for the meantime, but in the long run, I'd like to get my health up to like level 50, see if that makes a difference, and then kind of just pump it up here and there. But yeah, that's going to cover it for the labs. Let's go ahead and talk about the tournaments. All right, so in terms of the tournaments, here's what we are looking at here. We are still in Legends League. We've been slowly kind of improving our waves over time. Both of these were with the boss ultimate, so that is with energy net mastery. So I feel pretty good about that. Obviously, I hit my all-time personal best in terms of waves since the update, so I'm really happy with that. 1,280 waves, rank 5. I couldn't quite get rank 4. I think rank 4 had like right at 1,300 waves, but we have basically 11 keys, and I'm going to show you guys my plan for the keys right now. So I feel pretty good with the Harmony Tree for the meantime. There's a few other things I really want to get. At some point, I'm going to start the climb and get the bot presets so that I can basically have a fully done Amplify for tournaments, and I'll have a fully done Golden Bot preset for farming. So that is sort of plan B for me that's on the back burner currently. And likewise, I also want to get these last 2 card slots. That's the last stuff I really want to focus on with the Harmony Tree. And then I want to start diving in more to the Power Tree. So you can see currently we basically have done the first couple things here. Ultimate weapon damage, we got 2 meter bot range, and then we got the cash bonus. The next thing I'm going to purchase is this coins per kill bonus, 5% extra coins per kill. And then after that, we are probably going to go back to the Harmony Tree and do what I just told you guys about before. But at some point, I am going to definitely want to go up this way and sort of start working on this damage stuff as well. That is definitely going to be the plan pretty soon, and I feel like I'm getting close to that point, but I do feel like I will get more value by basically getting these bot presets first. I think that'll be ultimately the best thing I can do. But yeah, you can see we've made a ton of progress over this past like 6 months or so in terms of getting keys. So I'm very happy with this. And yeah, with that, let's go ahead and dive into the events. So in terms of the events, we've got some different relics here, and I did actually do a live stream. I'm going to start live streaming when the events reset so that you guys can be with me in the stream and we can basically just get a first-hand look at all of this stuff. But shout out to all of you guys that joined me for that live stream. It was a good time. It's a crit chance and orb speed, and then, you know, defense percent and defense upgrades. So nothing super crazy here overall, but still probably gonna end up getting the event boost. The relics here in the shop, we've got the defense absolute relic, which is absolutely fantastic. Anyway, we're still probably gonna pick this up if we have the medals to do so. We'll probably still pick up some gems and some stones. And after that, I wanna continue working on the duration for Golden Bot. I think I just want to max this out and get a fully done Golden Bot. But we've put a little bit into Amplify so far. Obviously, the uptime, we have roughly 80 seconds of downtime in between activations, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. We'll continuously work on that over time, and it'll be even better when we do get the bot presets. But in terms of the other bots, I don't know. I've kind of actually considered unlocking the flame bot just to unlock it, but the cooldown here, 75 seconds for the flame bot, and it just does a little bit of damage over time, which would potentially be good, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And that's going to cover it for the events. Let's go ahead and talk about the guild content. Shout out to This is Sparta. You guys are the real ones. We've been having a good old time here. So, been really just working on the Guardian chips here. My fetch chip, we've got it in a really good spot. I'm able to max out all of my daily caps by the end of the day. And this is actually the exact same setup that I put out in my guide video that I made for the Guardian chips. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'd encourage you to go check it out. I think it was a pretty good video overall. It just goes over like the optimal quote-unquote upgrade paths for each of these Guardians. The only ones I didn't really touch on were attack and ally, but let's face it, most people are going to only care about the econ ones anyway. But yeah, in terms of my summon, I do have the cooldown now down to 100 seconds, which is matched up perfectly with my fetch cooldown. I don't know if I'm going to keep them both at this, or if I'm going to gradually bring both of them down in increments of just 1-to-1 ratio so that they're still synced. I haven't figured that out yet, but so far, I think I'm happy with this. And with that, that's actually going to conclude the contents of this episode. But I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. Leave a like on it if you did, and drop a comment down below and let me know how your tower's going. And like I mentioned at the start of the video, consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. I would really appreciate it. We're getting closer and closer to 8,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys would hit that subscribe button. And likewise, join the Discord server if you haven't already. We have a Discord server with a ton of people in it. Like, I've lost count at this point. We got a lot of people in there. It's a good place. So join the Discord with the link down in the video description. Check out LD Cloud with the link in the video description if you'd like to. And also, consider using code 300 in the in-game app or Tower web store, and you can help support me and my content. And with that, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. But thank you guys so much for watching. And like always, I will see you guys later.